What is up, YouTube? My name is Trinity, and welcome back to another Spooktober video. I'm fully aware that it has been a little while since I've uploaded a video for Spooktober. I wanted to make sure I was getting a video out every couple of days, but unfortunately life had other plans, but I am so happy to be back. But today I'm excited to be talking about a video game that I've been wanting to talk to you guys about since it was announced. But now that it's finally out, I will actually get to talk about it with you more. I am talking about Zoochosis. What some newcomers to my channel might not know is that I have a degree in animal management. I specifically went to college to be a zookeeper. It had been my dream since really I was able to remember. I have always loved animals so much, and I wanted to make taking care of them kind of my life. And my experience going to college for that and doing internships, while it was the most difficult period of my life, was also one of the most rewarding periods of my life. Unfortunately, life had other plans for me, so I'm probably never going to get to achieve that dream, but I still appreciate the experience. Those unique experiences gave me insight on what the zoological field is really like, and I have insight that other people might not know, so I feel like my perspective could be really interesting talking about a game all about zookeeping. Now, mind you, my experience with the game is limited to watching other people do Let's Plays on it, namely Jacksepticeye and Queso. However, I still feel like I've seen enough of the game to give my opinion on it. I know a lot of people were disappointed in the game, and to a degree, I am too. I was expecting something pretty different from the game that was actually released. Though I don't want to be overly harsh on it because the screenwriter of the game, Alexander Dagan, passed away during the production of the game. So that probably has to do a lot with the feeling of incompleteness that the game really has. But I still want to be able to talk about it with you because it's still a game that I'm very interested in. I still watch like lore and backstory, and because it's still an interesting concept for a game. And I like that they actually thought to bring zoos into the horror genre, which is a very interesting thing that I think could have a lot of possibilities in future games. First things first, the game is obviously very, very fictional for a multitude of reasons. Please don't go into the zookeeping field if you expect to get paid well. You're not getting paid $100,000. You are not getting a complimentary Ferrari or whatever the fuck kind of sports car Doc had. And you're also not gonna just walk off the street and be hired on the spot and then immediately be pushed into working overnight at a zoo. At least not a good zoo. Zoos want you to have probably the minimum of a bachelor's degree or some sort of equivalent. You have to do a lot of unpaid internships, which, while they give you rewarding experiences and knowledge, oh my god, you're not getting hired off the street without all of that. And you're not just going to go into the enclosures of all sorts of different animals just to get that stuff out of the way, even though I'm pretty sure it's common sense to most of you. I'll be honest, the whole storyline of the mother didn't completely make sense to me. It's definitely not what I expected when I saw the trailers of the game. I'm not quite sure what they were going for with that. I was more hoping that you would be like a keeper that has been there for a while, or at least long enough to like know the animals and not just be thrown into it. So that way, like, you have more incentive to want to cure the animals when they become infected rather than just kill them like a lot of people do because we're just thrown in there and you don't want to die. Also, because your average person, your average player, isn't going to have a bunch of in-depth knowledge about the behavior of the different species you're taking care of, so you're not going to as easily be able to spot what's normal and what's not. I was hoping it would be maybe a multi-day thing where day one is completely normal. You're just taking care of the animals, like you're greeting them, you're getting to know the zoo. Maybe one thing here or there indicates that something is a little weird about the animals, but you get to see how they interact normally, so you're not just chasing around the wallabies and they're making weird noises and you don't know, does that mean they're sick or are they just loud? So bear with me for a second while I tell you what my ideal version of the game would have been, what I kind of expected it to be, and how I would improve upon it. So instead of being this random dude that's just kind of pulled off of the street for the allure of $100,000 and a Ferrari and you still take a job after you get drugged, you're either a zookeeper that's been there for a very long time, or you're someone who was more recently hired but you have some sort of connection to the zoo. You've either been going there since you were a kid, or maybe family members have worked in the zoo forever, whatever the case is. So you have more of an emotional connection to the zoo itself as well as the animals. Ideally, because the giraffe is the mascot of the game, your favorite animal is one of the giraffes, so you have more investment when that animal eventually becomes infected to cure them rather than just kill them outright. The first night, you would go around and you would do all of your duties taking care of the animals and actually show different behaviors of the different species while also getting to know the different individual animals. There could be commentary on how the zoo was once very thriving and lively, but over the years funding has just dried up, which is a real thing that zoos face all the time because most of them rely on donations and what they get from the public. And because of that, either you had to get lower quality food and medicine from a shady company, or if you really wanted to incorporate the mother creature, you could say that part of the zoo has been leased to, again, a shady company that is studying a creature, but it's very hush-hush. You don't know anything about it if you still wanted to include that part. On night 2, you're going around, and again, it's mostly normal, but you're beginning to see little changes in behavior that you now notice aren't normal because you already had an experience with animals acting normal. It becomes more realistic because when you personally get infected, most people, especially on a job that you just got hired and the interviewer literally drugged you, now when you get infected, you have more investment because you love these animals so much. You have put your blood, sweat, and tears into caring for them for potentially decades. So not only are you doing it for yourself to get cured and not to be killed by your weird boss, but you're also doing it because you have an actual investment. I don't know, that's personally how I would change the story and kind of how I expected it to more go. Obviously with changes because I wasn't able to know what the plan for the game would be. But that's personally how I would have written it, just so players have more of an emotional investment to figure out what's going on because you want to save these animals, especially your favorite one, which is the mascot of the game. Thank you all so much for watching. I plan on getting more videos out to you guys in the coming days and weeks. Hopefully more to make up for the gap in content during spooky season, the most important time of year, obviously. So thank you all so much for watching and coming back again and again to watch my content. Be sure to give it a like and share with a friend if you think they'd enjoy this video or they're a fan of the Zoochosis game. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I upload, which is very important this month because, again, it is spooky season and I have all sorts of awesome plans left for October. And finally, if you've been following our Spooktober videos, be sure to check out the Spooktober playlist I'll have linked at the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.